Hello, fam, and welcome back to Cat on the Go. So, ooh, bees. We're back in Minecraft. It's been a while since we've played Minecraft. This is not the old save, it's a new save because I wanted to see, like, all of the new things. Oh, I fucking love bees. Look how cute they are. Oh my goodness, they're so fucking big. And yeah, I'm not doing, like, in my last series, I had, like, a no swearing policy. I think basically because of monetization rules, the whole internet has basically become, like, the no swearing policy. So yeah, I'm gonna swear now because fuck that bullshit. I don't care if I'm monetized or not. This is not children's content. Fuck off, kids. Go suck a dong. Anyway, if I was children's content, I'd have to mark it as children's content. And that's a whole bag of worms I do not want to be part of. So yeah, children can go suck a dong for all I care. But that's my normal stance on children. They can exist in the world, just don't bother me. Anyway, so this series we're going to be trying to do all of the achievements in Minecraft. So we're going to be trying to basically get everything done. I forgot to set my timer. But that's okay because this first episode is probably going to be longer than the rest. But that is fine. Anyway, I am rambling. Well, that's the point of... you know. Yeah, so Minecraft. I absolutely love Minecraft, as you guys all know. Or don't. No one really watches my channel except one person, but you know, I love her. No, some more people watch. Oh gosh. Me and my 9 viewer count. So someone other than the one person watches, of course. But you know, I have 9 subscribers. Whoop, whoop. Oh man. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. I moved recently, so now I'm in a new place, which I'm not going to tell you either. I'm not telling you where I moved from or where I moved to. Wahahaha. But yeah, I'm somewhere new and I've got more free time because I'm taking a semester off, so I'm just gonna try to play some more Minecraft and record more Minecraft, and I don't know how successful I'll be because it's not my priority. My priorities are becoming healthy. Brain-wise. Becoming emotionally stable. Because I need help with that. I'm not emotionally stable. I'm Gen Z or Gen X, one of those fucking generations. So none of us are. Ooh, emotional stability. But really, like, emotional stability has never been, like, a thing. Because, like, how do I put this into, like, words that make sense? Like, throughout time, like, it didn't really matter. It's like the whole idea that, like, we think everything's a lot worse, but that's just because, like, we tend to only see the positives in history. That's not even true. It's, like, I feel like it's a combination of, like, survivors, like, fallacy. Like, you only see the people who survived, and the people that were able to write manuscripts, which were mostly higher educated people, which tended to have better lives than the lower educated people that couldn't write and were not documented because people didn't care about the lower classes. And it's only recently that, like, people have been able to share their experiences regardless of their economic standings. or if that's still not the case broadly, there's many places in the world where you can't. So like we joke that like everyone's online, but that's only like, even in America, not everyone's online. And I'm going into weird circles that do not necessarily involve anything that I should be talking about. Ooh, fun. Socioeconomic policy in a Minecraft video. Anyway, but it's just fascinating how, like, it's one of those biases. I can't remember. It's the it's the observer bias. So we only tend to take into it. So whatever we see more of, we tend to take into account more. So if we see a lot of people who, in the old times, who were like rich and famous, we think, oh, well, a lot of them were rich and famous. Or even if we don't, like, we know rich and famous back then was a completely different famous. But, if we see people as being incredibly, if we only see history as the history of the very powerful, then we tend to see the times that they lived in as being those of very powerful people, which powerful people throughout history have had it better than middle or lower classes in any society. It's like comparing Elon Woods, Mark, I'm blanking all the rich white dudes that we have in our society, which is stupid because they're very popular, so I should know them. Like Elon Musk. It's like comparing Elon Musk, like the lifestyle he lives, and I don't know the lifestyle he leads. I might be using the wrong example, but I'm trying my best. Anyway, it's like comparing Elon Musk's success and like his lifestyle to just yourself. Like everyone like the past, if we only look at the past of like Elon Musk's like very rich and famous people, then we won't realize that most people, the majority of people back then, were just, subsistence farmers. Like I think more than 50%, it was like 80%. I'm, taking all these numbers out of my ass because I'm just talking out of my ass currently. But a large percentage of the world used to be subsistence farmers. So, farmers that only farmed for their own livestock. And this is the majority of human, existence. And then, there's, crop farmers, so farmers who farmed not for their own subsistence, but also to give to the crown. So they would, the land was owned by, a feudal lord. So, and this isn't, the kings and queens of, England or Great Britain or Germany that we've seen in, the later decades. It's more of, it's the whole idea of a city-state, but even smaller. It's you might, or big, it's like a city-state. So cities that are independently ruled, but might be, have associations with each other. And it's the same thing with a countryside, a countryside of 200 acres or whatever, larger than that because I'm bad with sizes, but those will be controlled by one person. And then wow, my brain is absolute rubbish today. But they'll be controlled by one person, and a king and a queen, and usually knights, because they had to enforce the rule somehow, and usually knights. And then the farmers that would work under them would be protected from invaders or someone stealing their crops. And in return, they would give, a portion of their food to the king and queen. So, and moreover, they'd give it to the knights. So the knights would rule, the king and queen would rule over the knights, who would give them, supplies and be the financial backers, so that the knights would have the supplies they need to protect the lands that the king and queen hold. And the king and queen would then give them, the king and queen would then get their wealth from the citizens who gave them wheat, and they would sell the wheat to, like, trade the wheat between different things to get, like, silks from the Silk Road. And yeah, over time that kind of built up into like city states, which are like, because the city, like, castles became bigger, and as like technology increased, like more jobs became available in like silk making and all sorts of things. And I don't know why I went into a amateur's discussion of history. Oh, it's from, yeah, my brain is all over the place today. Anyway, we're playing Minecraft. We're playing Minecraft, and I'm talking philosophy because, yeah, what else is, it's not even philosophy, it's history. We're talking amateur history. Fucking hell, yeah, but, I love history, but I really love the history of, like, not of kings and queens, but of, like, the history of, like, the people that they're ruling. So, like, not even knights, but, like, the people at the lowest and, like, they're at, like, the middle and lowest rungs of society. So, like, the farmers and the servants and the slaves and the, like, carpet makers and the, like, house builders and all of these people that history tends to forget because at that time they weren't considered very important. So very little is written about them, but what is very fascinating because it shows you, like, the life of the 99% of people that weren't, you know, kings or dukes or knights or, like, these famous people of legend. It tells you of, like, Johnny No Name, or, you know, Tim Bumblefuck, and his life as a subsistent farmer with his brother, you know, Bill. And the whole idea, like, one of the things that really fascinates me is, like, in the olden days, there was usually a list of, like, in a lot of cities, I'm about to die. In a lot of places, there was, like, a list of names, and these are the names that good Christian boys and girls would have. So, you know, you might have, and they were usually the names of, like, saints. So you have Saint Anthony or Saint John. You know, you've got like 12 names or something, and those were the names that people would have, and you would only have these 12 names. And so there might be 4 Anthonys, and, you know, none of these names are actually what I think they are. I don't know what actual, like, the names would have been because I'm just rambling. Anyway, so there might be, like, 12 names or some bullshit like that. Everywhere was different. But you have 12 names, so, like, there might be 4 Anthonys and 12 Johns in a city. So everybody's like, which John is this? And, of course, like, you know, if they're not actually there, you'll be like, John of the River, or like, oh yeah, John the Farmer, or John the Woodsmith, or John the Knight, you know. So that's how last names came about, is it was their occupation. John the Farmer, he's the farmer at Faust, or like John the Baker, he bakes the good bread. John the Woods, you know, all that type of stuff. That's why, like, most names that come, like, most last names are from, like, occupations. Like, Smith is for someone who was a blacksmith, or, Miller was a you know, someone who milled, and all sorts of, like, stuff. There's all sorts of craziness. And it's just fascinating because all the names come back from this, like, basic, like, old time where people weren't given, like, people only could give Christian names, and which in itself is a really weird thing because if you think about it, like, so saints are people. Well, assumingly at one point they were people. They might be more legends. Like, some saints are legends and some saints are like every legend comes back to, like, a kernel of truth. So even, like, a legend was probably based on it, like, an actual human at some point, but I'm getting weirdly off topic. But, like, so if everyone's named after a saint, then new saints will be named after the same saint. So that's why, like, you won't get any new saints, basically, because all the saints that, like, you have will be just repeats the old saint's name. So basically, this is why you have so many like Queen Elizabeth the like 15th and stuff, and like how like whenever you get a new pope, the pope is named after, like, the pope gets a new name, and they're usually named after, I think, saints, or it might be old popes. I think it's saints. But, like, all the popes, like, choose the saint. Like, there's not that many saints. Well, there's a lot of saints, but there's a lot more saints than there are saint names, because there's a lot of repeated saint names. So that's how you get, like, a lot of popes that are named, like, Pope Francis the 15th, I think, is what we're on right now, or, you know, I don't know. But yeah, you've got a lot of repeated names, and a lot of things. And, like, you have a shit ton of Marys, because, like, even in the Bible, there's two Marys. There's Mary of Lazarus and Mary Magdalene. So even in the Bible, there's multiple Marys, and it's just, like, there's so many Marys throughout history, because, like, who doesn't want, like, if you have a girl, who doesn't want to name their girl after the, you know, the mother of God? It's just like, well, we could call her Susan, or we could call her Mary. Well, I want Mary. It's like, yeah, you want to be a good Christian woman, you're probably going to name your girl after a good or you want your girl to be a good Christian girl, you're probably going to name her after what you, like, assume is the best of the Christians. And it's why there's so many... That's my timer. Why there's so many men named like some variation of Jesus or God, because, like, Joseph. Because, like, who wouldn't want to name their son God or Jesus? You know, it makes sense. Anyway, I am absolutely rambling, but, you know, that's what this episode, I just feel like rambling, and you don't have to listen if you don't want to, but, you know. Maybe someone will find my insane rambling interesting. I have been rambling for way too long, though, because my timer went off. So that means it has been over 15 minutes of rambling. But yeah. I'm going to try to upload more content soon, so I hope you enjoy. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Cheers!